وزن مسك على 50 60 حياخذ
Hello everyone. First of all, can I thank all the volunteers who are actually for this event together, who work day and night to bring all of us together to stand united and to stand against all these fascists who have come to our community and try to basically divide us, but they have come to the wrong city. That they need to understand that Cardiff has always been multicultural and has always been welcoming to anyone and everyone, regardless of who they are, their colour, their religion or anything else. I'd just like to basically pass the regards from Leanne Wood, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us today, but she wanted me to pass on a message that Pride Cymru sends our solidarity to everyone taking stand against racism today. And to us, everyone who lives in Wales has a stake in helping to build our other communities, so we all have a strong bond that can resist the rising politics of hate. No to racism, no to Islamophobia, and no to hatred of other, in all of its forms. Let us all stand together against hate and hope. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. As Ali's introduced me, I'm Ash List. I'm one of the local councillors for Grangetown. And I've got to say, as someone who was brought up in this area, went to school at Grangetown Nursery, then Grangetown Primary, then Fitzallen, I was horrified to wake up to the tweets yesterday morning of Nazi Zone and the swastikas plastered around Grange Gardens. To be fair to the council officers, the response they gave was fantastic. It was down by 10:30, 11 o'clock. And as I said yesterday on BBC News and on ITV, I genuinely feel that those actions yesterday morning were a direct response to this rally taking place today. and it was something that was trying to stop us as different and various communities and political parties and organisations coming together to stand against racism. And I think just looking at the crowd that's here today, it's clear that that message has not come across. This is something that is not going to be tolerated in Grangetown. It won't be tolerated in Cardiff. I think the community response that I saw yesterday on Twitter was fantastic. I was tweeting saying council officers were going out to remove the posters, and our communities were tweeting back saying, don't worry, we've already done it. Because this is not the message we accept in Grangetown or in Cardiff. We have various communities that live together in peace and harmony the majority of the time, and we respect and embrace each other's diversity and different cultures, and that is something I'm really proud of as a Grangetown councillor. So one last thing for me is thank you very much everyone for coming here today and standing together in solidarity against racism and discrimination. Thank you.
statesmanlike. She also prepared to take on
much for coming all the way. And got a lot of people from outside Cardiff as well, Swansea, either Cavendish and other places. So thank you again. And after the isolated incident yesterday, as I said, in Grange Garden, which I want to see our city, and I'm sure if we stand up together, they will not be welcome in our city. I'd like to welcome our fantastic leader of the council, who's working hard for your city to help us, unite us. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome leader of the council, Hugh Thomas, Councillor Hugh Thomas.
Am yn ffrindiau, ga i gychwyn trwy ddiolch i chi gyd am ddod heddi a dangos fod Caerdydd yn ddinas agored, yn ddinas unedig ac yn ddinas sy'n dweud na I hiliaeth. Friends, can I thank you for coming today to start with, coming together to show that Cardiff is an open city, it's a united city, and it's a city that says no to racism. You know, today is a day for celebration. 70 years ago, the people of the world came together and we beat the Nazis. And this weekend in Cardiff, we've beaten the Nazis yet again. That graffiti, that hateful graffiti that some people chose to put up in Grangetown doesn't represent us, has no place in this city, and we got rid of it, and we came here today and said, we are united, we reject Nazism, they can get out of our city today. But you know, there are a lot of issues in the world today that remind us of the situation in 1945. 1945, you had millions and millions of refugees. Well, today, you have over 65 million refugees, more than the entire population of this country, that have been forced to flee their homes. And this world needs to do something about that. We have to offer a welcome in our country, and we have to work together as an international community to bring peace to areas of the world where there is conflict and give people a safe place that they can call home. So our message to the politicians and leaders of our country, and most certainly to Donald Trump, is let's come together. These are human beings, and we need to act compassionately, humanely, give these people the welcome they deserve. Now Cardiff is doing a fantastic job in that, as is Wales. Wales is the first country where every local authority has offered homes to Syrian refugees. And as a country, I think we can be really proud of that. We need to do more. We need to call on the UK government to do more, and that action starts with people like us today coming around, taking our message onto the streets, saying that these are our streets, this is what we believe in, and we want to see positive change for the sake of all humanity. And my last point will be about the European Union. I've been a European citizen my entire adult life. I want to remain a European citizen because I believe that we have more in common than we have that is different. So I say to Theresa May, and I say to David Davis, who is not listening, but I say you will listen. We are European. We are proud of that, and we want to remain European. Cardiff is a European city. Cardiff is a welcoming city, and we want to stay like that. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you very much.
I'd like to introduce Fadila Al-Dahoudi, President of NUS Cardiff University. Welcome. Thank you.
President-elect, I'm very, very honored to be standing before you all. You are super amazing people here today. Who are standing for justice for all. I'm really proud of you all. To see you here today, standing, uniting for such an amazing cause. As an international Muslim student, I have always seen the UK as one of several charges, which is completely against what is the reality is. So, as a result, we are fearful of saying what the ethnicities we are from. We're fearful to say what the religion we are from. We're fearful to say what we stand for. Everything is becoming a taboo. I'm scared the fact that also tomorrow we're going to hear fish and chips is a taboo. But anyway, so why we're living in this? So today we're coming together to bring in a just society, a better world for everyone in the world. Okay, so I have a message for every single student to become a politician, to become a policy analysis, to become a journalist who stands for values, who are justice, courage, and love, and compassion for everyone. I have a message for those who have children to raise their children on the principles of justice. We are citizens who are powerful, so let's use our power for the people who are powerless. Let's be the voice of the voiceless. Let's unite together and let's make it happen. Woo! Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Just before I introduce our next speaker, I just wanted to remind everybody that today is United Nations Anti-Racism Day, and there are people marching with us across Barcelona, across London, across Glasgow, across the rest of the world, inspired by our brothers and sisters in their struggle against apartheid in South Africa. So we can just take a moment to remember those brothers and sisters who died fighting racism, fighting apartheid, who have inspired this movement. We need to go on, we need to continue the fight. Our next speaker from Stand Up to Racism is Nimi Trivedi. Okay, thanks. I'm very pleased to be here today, and we are very proud to be part of this marvellous demonstration march that we've had today to send a message not just to Cardiff, not just to Wales, but everybody else who's watching us, who's also marching with us in London, in Glasgow, and in other parts of the world, to say that we stand up to racism, that we're united in our fight against racism, and that what happened in Grangetown yesterday, 2 days ago, is not welcome. The Nazi, the horrific graffiti that was done is absolutely sickening and scandalous, and it's the seeds of hatred and divisions that they're trying to sow. But what we've done today is show to them that we will not put up with that. Never again will we put up with that.
Yeah!
So I've been in this country since the late 70s. I came from, I'm a Ugandan Gujarati, I came from India, but I've been here since the late 70s, and I remember in school there being racism, because at that time the National Front were quite strong in trying to build themselves. But we defeated them during that time, through the movements like we've got now, in terms of black and white, everybody coming together, through the anti-Nazi League, through the trade union movement. We drove them to the gutters where they belong, and we've got to do that again. Even though we don't see the same kind of racism as we saw in the 70s, the crude kind of racism. I remember the program from television, kind of stuff that was tolerated, the stuff that was tolerated in other sort of places. We are seeing a very worrying situation which is on the rise. We are seeing in Europe, for example, where we have Nazis in government in Germany, we have the AfD there, we have in Austria the Freedom Party, in Hungary we've got a very right-wing movement emerging, we have the latest Italian elections where the right-wing have made gains, and the far-right have made gains, and they are trying to build that division amongst people. They are trying to divide us. The ideology of racism is very much about that. It is about division, it is about sowing divisions, and we've also seen with the rise of racism, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, all the stuff that people have already spoken about. Together with that, we've also seen austerity in this country. Austerity which is destroying ordinary people's lives in terms of the cuts we're facing in our services, in our communities. It is the politicians, the right-wing politicians, the Tories, the right-wing media, who are trying to say that it is the refugees, it is the migrants who are to be blamed for those sort of situations we're facing. We say absolutely not. It is to do with their policies. It's to do with the big bosses who are trying to deflect anger away from ordinary people. in terms of those cuts and how it's affecting us, and that, you know, racism is something that we absolutely stand against. And we say that refugees are welcome here. The NHS crisis, it is not the fault of the migrants, it is not the fault of the refugees, it is the migrants who built the NHS, and without that we wouldn't have that. So I'm here as a member of Stand Up to Racism to say to people that we need to carry on from doing what we've started here, what we've been doing. We need a big anti-racist, confident movement to be continuing to be built in our communities, in our cities, in our workplaces, schools, colleges. We need to send a message loud and clear from here that this is just the start, really. We need to go back and we need to carry on building. I urge everybody to do that. And just to sort of end by saying that, as people have said, really, you know, the slogan I always use is that, you know, we are black, we are white, together we are dynamite. Refugees absolutely welcome here.
In terms of how race affects students, just some statistics. Female students of black African origin, students with disabilities, and men are at greatest risk of failing on social work programs. I'm a social work lecturer. Students from BME groups and students from lower socio-economic groups receive a disproportionately lower classification of degrees. The BME students are doing badly. BME students take longer to complete their degrees, social work degrees. Vastly overrepresented in fails, especially in placements. There's fewer BME students on the fast track programs. So, you know, that overt racism, yeah, we can face it. It's going on in our courses. My fingers are so cold I can't open my paper.
Because of the stove. Who's coming here?
And one of the things, I've done lots of studies in Cardiff University around why BME students are doing less badly than white students. And the overwhelming feeling is a feeling of not belonging. And that's a powerful feeling, and that's a message that's given out. And what we need to do is to counter those kinds of messages. Across my programme, across Cardiff University, if you look at the top levels of Cardiff University, it's a white organisation. If you look at promotions in lectures, BME lecturers do less well. If you look at appraisals, BME lecturers do less well. If you look at the Learned Society of Wales, you know, that high echelon stuff, again it's a white organisation. We need to do things about that. You will also have heard about a racist show that was put on at one of our schools a couple of years ago. How can you imagine that a university, top ranking, we've got banners out there, top 10 in Britain, top 100 in the world. How can we have a university with students who hadn't thought about why that's so offensive? We worked towards a race equality charter mark. We failed, lots of universities fail. But we didn't address the culture. We didn't address the racist culture that underpins our society and our university. I'm really glad Fadila's here. She's a student side, we're the lecturer side, and we're actually together. I suppose I wanted to end on, it's not all bad. We're here showing that we're committed. There are particular people throughout the university who are committed, and we are making a difference. Days like this remind me how strong we are. We're strong when we're together, rather than separate. So don't let those people who are trying to separate us win. Whose university is it? Our university!
Look at yourself. Different colours, different faith, different background, all together against hate, against bigotry, against racism, Islamophobia and anti-Semitism. I want to start by saying this. My heart is burning. My heart is burning not because of the abuse that I face on a daily basis because I'm a Muslim. I'm a Muslim woman of color. I received discrimination at 3 levels against my faith, against my gender, against my color. And you know what? I can cope with that. But
are the sisters who belong to my faith. They're questioning their identity. They're saying, can I be a Welsh Muslim? Do I have to take off my hijab so I look normal? Tell me what normal means. Just tell me what it means. It breaks my heart. My heart is burning to see Muslim women facing ethnic penalty when they apply for jobs. Muslim women are 22% less paid than their Christian counterparts. When we talk about racism and Islamophobia, let's not reduce it to the abuse in the street. Islamophobia is institutional. We have to discuss the laws that undermine our civil liberties. Let's talk against prevent. Let's talk about Section 44. Let's talk about Schedule 7 and the racial profiling in the airport. Let me tell you something. What Muslims are facing today is exactly what the Jews faced yesterday. And God knows who can be the next group. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Hello world, my name's Caitlin, welcome to my channel. What you've just seen is my account of the Stand Up to Racism march that took place in Cardiff last Saturday. I wasn't entirely sure as whether or not I should put it on YouTube anyway, but then I thought the reason we're in this mess is because of large amounts of inactivity in every possible demographic, and I've never really been a passive person, as my friends and family can attest to. Also, it's not just my future and the future of those who marched on Saturday in London, Glasgow, all around Europe, all around the UK and Europe, but the futures of those who haven't even been born yet, or the futures of those who are still learning to walk. Now, shit is happening right now that really should have died like 50, 60 plus years ago, and it's horrific. It's not good at all. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, comment, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, all that good shit. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your pets, especially dogs if you have dogs. If you didn't like it, however, share it with your enemies, the people you hate the most, inflict me upon them, you know you wanna. I'm trying to make videos about once a week or so, and I do have a butt ton of ideas. It's not going to be all political vlogs, I promise. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching, and see you next week. Caitlin out.